You've heard people say, I'm so OCD. But what if I told you that real OCD has nothing to do with being neat and everything to do with terrifying, unwanted thoughts? In this video, we're going to expose what OCD actually is, the kind the media never shows. By the end, you'll understand why it's called the doubting disorder and how people get trapped in a cycle that no one else can see. So let's start with a familiar image. Someone washing their hands 40 times a day. Most people think, well, they're just clean or organized. But what if I told you they're not afraid of dirt? They're terrified they'll accidentally kill someone if they don't wash just the right way. Or picture this, someone zones out in a conversation, not because they're rude, but because their brain whispered, what if you ran someone over and didn't notice? Now they're replaying their whole drive over and over again, just to be sure. OCD doesn't always look like lined up pencils. Sometimes it looks like a perfectly normal person silently falling apart inside. So what is OCD? It's obsessive compulsive disorder. But let's break that down. Obsessions aren't habits. They're intrusive thoughts, images, or urges that slam into your mind against your will. And they're often disturbing. Like, what if I stabbed my partner? What if I'm secretly a pedophile? What if I sinned and didn't confess it just right? These thoughts come with panic, shame, fear. And the person doesn't want the thought, they hate it. That's what makes it stick. So what do? Well, they try to feel safe. Enter compulsions. Compulsions are the things that you do to neutralize the thought to get certainty to feel okay. But they never actually work for long. Washing, checking, confessing, mentally reviewing. Even repeating prayers or Googling symptoms can be compulsions. And here's the crucial twist. The more you try to feel certain, the more uncertain you become. OCD is the doubting disorder, and it feeds on one thing, the belief that you can't tolerate uncertainty. It doesn't matter how kind you are, how intelligent, OCD attacks the things you care about most. That's what makes it so painful and so treatable. The gold standard treatment is a combination of ICBT, ERP, and ACT. Well, what does all that stuff mean? ICBT is inference-based cognitive behavioral therapy. ERP, exposure and response prevention. And ACT stands for acceptance and commitment therapy. First, you learn to recognize when you begin to doubt. You use doubt language, like could, may, might, it's possible. At this point, you can use ICBT to return to the here and now, the factual world. Or you get caught up in the OCD cycle. That's doubt that makes you think of the consequences from that doubt, that makes you feel distress. As a result, you do a compulsion to make yourself feel better temporarily until it wears off, and then you repeat the cycle. So you can use ERP to break that cycle. You face the fear, you drop the compulsion, and your brain learns, with help from ACT, that I can handle this. It's not easy, but it works. And for millions of people, it's the beginning of freedom. If this sounds like you or someone you love, you're not alone. There is help. There's hope. And it starts with understanding the truth about OCD. Join us for our free OCD support group at www.stopmyocd.com. And check out the other videos on this channel where we break down intrusive thoughts, exposure therapy, and how to get your life back. And if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more no-fluff, science-backed mental health content that actually makes sense.